In January 2013, a young Canadian traveler named Eliza Lam arrives in Los Angeles. She would, unfortunately, never return to Canada. Eliza lived in a suburb of Vancouver called Burnaby. On January 26, 2013, she checked into the Cecil Hotel in downtown Los Angeles. To Eliza, it was probably just an affordable stopover. What she couldn't have known was that the Cecil carried a dark reputation. The hotel had already been the backdrop for disturbing occurrences, murders, overdoses, even convicted serial killers who once called it home. Eliza would become the hotel's most infamous guest. And her story, its most haunting mystery, because just days after checking in, she disappeared. No one saw her leave the building. Police searched the entire hotel and surrounding area. Dogs swept the rooftop. Flyers went up all over Los Angeles. And for weeks, nothing surfaced. Until police released a video, the elevator footage. In the grainy black and white clip, Eliza makes a series of unusual movements and gestures before vanishing from frame. That was the last anyone saw of Eliza Lam alive. 19 days later, guests at the Cecil began complaining. The water pressure was weak. The taste was off. The color was murky. Maintenance workers climbed to the roof to check the giant water tanks that supplied the hotel's drinking water. Inside one of them was Eliza Lam. The official story called it an accident, drowning, brought on by disorientation and her struggle with bipolar disorder. But that explanation doesn't hold up when you look at the details. The rooftop was off limits, locked, and protected by an alarm. The tanks themselves were bolted shut with heavy metal lids that required real strength to move. Because the water had swollen her body, they were unable to remove her without cutting into the tank. The opening at the top was small, and it wasn't even certain she could have squeezed through. And yet somehow, Eliza had apparently managed to gain access to the roof, bypassing an alarm, climb up the side of a giant water tank, open it, get inside, and then close it again, all without leaving a trace. She was completely naked, her clothes floating in the water beside her. Dogs had searched that same roof just days earlier and found nothing. So, she either managed to bypass every alarm, locked door, and search team in the hotel, or she hadn't yet entered the tank during the first sweep. And that's when her case starts to look eerily familiar. Eliza Lam wasn't the first person whose story ended mysteriously in water, and she wouldn't be the last.